Welcome back to the match review show. We're going to be doing the player ratings today. So, yeah, it was an interesting game. Manchester United won Aston Villa 3-1 at Old Trafford. And, we would not finish this review without player ratings. So, we're going to start with player ratings. But before we get to that, we're going to look at the stats of the game. So, like, we always have facets of the stats that we need to analyze before we kind of just basically continue with the player ratings. Overall, the stats of the game: ball possession, Man United finished with 52%, 50.9% ball possession to Aston Villa's 47.1%. Obviously, with regards to XG, it was 1.07 for United to 1.02 for Aston Villa, and it felt like, Man United had the better part of the momentum in different facets of the game, but for the most part, like I said, it was marginal. 16 shots to 9 total shots, and shots on target was 6 for United. Aston Villa had just 2 on target, and then big chances for both teams was 1 each. Six corners for each for 6 corners each for both teams, and obviously 1 save for Man United, 2, 3 for Aston Villa. When it comes to like the shots, Man United has 6 shots on target, and then 6 shots off target, while Villa had 2 shots on target and 5 shots off target. Shots inside the box, United had 3, Villa had 1. Shots outside the box, United had 5, Villa had 3. And then hit the woodwork, nail. Basically, big chances created, Man United had 3, Villa had 2, with 21%, which is 10 total crosses. 21 crosses, which is 10% total crosses completed. For Villa, they had 17 crosses, which was basically 35% total crosses completed, right? When it comes to like total passes, Man United had 479, which is 85%. Villa had 426, which is 85% as well. So like marginal, like I said, with 45% long, 45 long passes, which was 49% completed, while Villa had 39 long passes, which was 41% completed. Again, marginal. When it comes to through balls, United had 5, 60%. Villa had 3, 33%. Then when it comes to touches, Man United had 639, Villa had 601. Marginal as well. When it comes to touches in the opposition box, Man United had 21, Villa had 31, so they did better than us. When it came to defense, we had 50% tackles won, 9, while Villa had 63% tackles won, 10. Then blocks, we both had 6. Interceptions, it was basically 12 interceptions for Man United to Villa's 7, and clearances 22 for Man United to Villa's 32. So we were peppering them, still marginal. Saves again, 1. St. Lamens, the point blank shot, and Villa had 3 saves. Total dribbles, Man United, when it comes to the physicality, Man United had 9 total dribbles, compared to Villa's 14. Successful dribbles, Man United had 4, Villa had 5. And then duels won, Man United had 38, Villa had 39. So marginal as well. Aerial duels won, Man United had 12, Villa had 8. And then we had the most distance run, still marginal, 108.01 kilometers to Villa's 107.92 kilometers. And then obviously both teams had yellow cards. Man United had 3, Villa had 2. Red cards, fouls, Man United had 10, Villa had 5, and then offsides, it was basically 1 each. Now, when you look at like other facets of the stats, we talk about basically expected goals, or XG, 1.07 to 1.02, as I said earlier. Then 0.88 XG open play to 0.44 for Villa, and then 0.19 XG set play to 0.58 for Villa, and then 1.07 non-penalty XG to 1.02, similar to kind of like the expected goals. And then obviously XG on target, Man United had 2.18, while Villa had 0.84. Now, basically, just to give you a bit of an understanding of what XG means, is like expected goals, and it's the measurement of the quality of a shot, right? A team's XG number for a match is an indication of how many goals they could have been expected to score given the chances that they created. So that's why Man United's XG is 1.07, right? So like I said, pretty much straightforward. Man United performed really well. There was no one that would say, oh, the person didn't do well at all in the entire 14 players that played. So we're going to start with the player ratings for the team. Now, Man United lined up in a 4-2-3-1 with St. Lamens in there, Dengodalo, Leny Yoro, Harry Maguire, and Luke Shaw, as well as Casemiro and Kobe Minu in the mid. Basically, what I predicted in the match preview. Now, Ahmad was on the right side, Cunha was on the left side, Bruno was in the middle, and then you had Mbumo playing as a striker. And I'll tell you the reason why Man United started with Mbumo as a striker, to wear down people like Konsa and Mings, right? So that players like Ahmad and Cunha can actually have, opportunities. And obviously, they both had opportunities. Then also to create an opportunity for Benjamin Sesko to also have a chance to score goals, because obviously Mbumo, doing the job of running across the field and helping out also in defense when they had the opportunity to, created a chance for Man United. So long may it continue. So we start with Senna Lamens in net. Basically did absolutely well. Only one save made. Didn't really do much. His goals prevented was minus 0.16. His XG shots faced, XG on target faced actually is 0.84. Right, made one save, considered one goal, and nothing more to report. He had 7 recoveries, 32 touches, and basically one save in the box. That is Senna Lamens. Now, Senna Lamens. After that, we have Diogo Dalot. So when you look at his heat map, you will know that he actually was the fly fullback in this one. Basically was involved in anything, inverting into the mid, going out wide, and all of that. Played the full 90 minutes with 54 touches, right? So Senna Lamens, I'll give him a rating of 7.0. Diogo Dalot, I'm going to give him a rating of 7.5. 54 touches in total, played the full 90 minutes, 29 of 35, 83% ball possession. And I'll give credit to Michael Carrick for actually starting him, because I said in my match preview, I felt like he needed to be started to increase the pace and to make the fullbacks of Aston Villa to defend even more than they would. And obviously they were caught off guard on several occasions. So 29 of 35%. 29 of 35 passes, which is 83%, with shots on target 1, shots off target 1. So basically made his shot accuracy get to like 50%. He had multiple chances. He also had 6 defensive contributions. He was involved in all things that has to do with attack. He missed one big chance. He had 54 touches. He had 2 touches in the position box and 3 touches in the final third, and 3 passes into the final third. Right. Basically, accurate crosses was 0 of 3, and there's a reason for that. He had 2 accurate crosses. He had 2 crosses into the box that were not met by any player, but they were dead. Like it was more of a dangerous cross into the box. Defensive, like I said, contribution 6, tackles 2, clearances 2, headed clearance 1, interceptions 2, recoveries 3. It was dribble pass twice. But then his ground duels was 40%, 2 of 5. Aerial duels 100%, 2 of 2. And he committed just 1 foul. So Diogo Dalot, absolutely good performance. Showed why we missed him in the last game against Newcastle from the start. And then he had a 7.5 rating from me. And then the next person on our list is Leny Yoro. Another good performance from Leny Yoro. He's growing into the role. He's growing into what is demanded of him. He was involved, if you look at his heat map, less defensively, but more of that middle third to defensive third side of the right side of the pitch. Basically, he spent most of his time there. He was involved in trying to drive play from that aspect. Played the full 90 minutes. He has 61 touches. One of his better games. He gets an 8.0 from me, basically. And the reason is when it comes to his defensive contributions. Like I said, how I rate a defender and a midfielder is in their defensive contributions. He had 11 defensive contributions. Right, he had 11 defensive contributions. He had 1 of 4 accurate long balls, and I saw those accurate long balls. Was trying to take risks as well. 61 touches in total, right? And like I said, 11 defensive contributions. He had 3 tackles. He had 1 last man tackle. He had 5 clearances, 3 headed clearances, 3 interceptions, 2 recoveries. Absolutely amazing performance. Ground duels won 3 of 4, 75%. Air duels won. He was involved in 4 air duels. He won only 25%. Committed 1 foul. So, Leny Yoro, 8.0, absolutely amazing performance. Harry Maguire, 7.5, another amazing performance. When you look at his heat map, you will see that he was actually involved in things around or closer to the center circle and the defense. And then in some parts, the attack, because he was driving forward and all of that, combining his first and his second half heat map. And then basically 72 touches in total, basically defensive contributions 4, and that's why he gets to 7.5. But he was really good. a steady head. And look at his pass accuracy, 60 or 66, 91%. 72 touches in total. Had one touch in the opposition box. It was that cross that Bruno had that he had to hit back that led to Ahmad heading the ball to post, and then Emi Martinez saved it. Passes into the final third, 7 of 10 accurate long balls, 70%. And with those defensive contributions, he had 2 tackles, 2 clearances, 1 headed clearance, and 5 recoveries. And then ground duels won 3 of 4, 75%. Aerial duels won 2 of 2, 100%. That's a hat trick of aerial duels won for Leny Yoro, for Leny Yoro, for Dalot, and now for Harry Maguire. Over to Luke Shaw. Another good performance against 7.5. He was pushing really high, but also you could see that he was in the middle third, more like a stay fullback, if you know what I mean. He was also inverting in at several points in the game. Played the full 90 minutes again. Luke Shaw has played the most minutes this season. And the reason why, like I said, how I rate a player is in their defensive contributions. Luke Shaw was involved in 11 defensive contributions with 69 touches in the game. He had 1 touch in the opposition box. He had 0 successful dribbles. He attempted 1 successful dribble, and he didn't succeed. And then passes in the final third, he had 6 accurate long balls. He had 1 of 2, 50%. And then in those 11 defensive contributions, he had 3 tackles, 1 block, 6 clearances, 2 headed clearances, 1 interception, 1 recovery. On ground duels, 4 of 7, 57%. Aerial duels, 1, 2 of 3, 67%. So he's killed the aerial duel situation, but it was good. Like, I liked what Luke Shaw had to offer on the field of play. And the next person on our list is our uncle Casemiro. Casemiro, 34 years of age. I mean, we need to have a conversation about this guy because he seems to be playing himself into a U-turn in that squad. Basically, we need him, and I'll say this for a fact, that we need Casemiro to still remain in the squad till the next defensive midfielder is embedded into the squad. Because if we have so many games to play, there is a high chance and a high possibility for him to also get chances to play. The truth is, Casemiro will get opportunities to play. Let's not kid ourselves here, right? Next season, we'll have multiple competitions. We need players like Casemiro, right? So, he played 89 minutes. He scored 1 goal, and he gets an 8.0 from me because of his contribution to the game. 31 of 39 accurate passes, which is 79%. Chances created, 1. Big chances created, 1. Shots on target, 1. Had 1 block shot, 1 of 100%. Shots accuracy. Defensive contributions, again, good rating, 9, right? 4 touches in the opposition box, 5 passes into the final third. So it was making attacking imprints and impacts. Accurate long ball, 4 of 7, 57%. Was dispossessed once, which was that one in the first half. Of his 9 defensive contributions, he had 1 tackle, 1 block, 3 clearances, 1 headed clearance, 1 interception, 3 recoveries, and 2 times he was dribbled past. When it came to ground duels, 2 of 9, 22%. I don't expect him. He's not as fast. But aerial duels, 3 of 3, 100%. A 4th player to get 100% aerial duels in a game of the magnitude of Aston Villa. Now, the next is Starboy Kobbie Mainoo. Looking at his heat map, he was involved in, for the most part, everything good that was happening when it comes to link-up play between the midfield and the attack, especially between the defensive midfield and the attacking midfield. His heat map shows he was involved a lot up top as well. Played the full 90 minutes, 46 of 54 accurate passes, which was 85%, one of his better games, right? He had 1 chance created. Now, of the 3 midfielders we're talking about in this rating, Kobbie Mainoo did absolutely amazing when it came to defensive contributions. 14 defensive contributions with 71 touches in the game. Was involved in everything that was link-up play, control, shimmies, and intricate plays and all of that. Kobbie Mainoo gets an 8.0 from me today. His successful dribbles 2 of 4, 50%, which is what I like to see. I saw him taking risks as well. Passes into the final third, 7, right? absolutely amazing. Accurate crosses, 0 of 2, 100%. I mean, 0 of 2, 0%, basically. Those are those crosses he tried to make across the field. But that's good. If you can take the risk 1 or 2 times in big games like this, it will come off eventually. Accurate long balls, 2 of 4, 50%. What are we talking about? This was Kobe Manu doing good things, right? Was dispossessed just once, right? Like I said, of his 14 defensive contributions, he had 2 tackles, 2 clearances, 1 headed clearance, 2 interceptions, 8 recoveries, right? Was not dribble past at all, right? Now, ground duels 1, he had 4 of 7, 57%. Now, a 5th player in the team with 100% aerial duels 1 of 1. So, I'm like, yeah, it was good to see Kobe Benu have the freedom to actually play the best. He's one of his best games. Then the next person on our list gets an 8.0 from me as well because of his impact on the team. The truth is, we will never understand the impact of Ahmad until you actually look at the game and analyze how he plays. Ahmad played the full 90 minutes with 60 touches, but he seldom lost the ball. He was giving us a different dynamism to the game. That's why he wasn't even subbed off, obviously. Accurate passes, 40 or 45, 89%, right? Chances created, 2. Shots on target, 1. Shots off target, 1. Block shots, 1. And he had 50% shot accuracy, 1 of 2. Basically, with regards to defensive contributions, like I said, Ahmad doing an amazing job. Defensively and offensively. He had 10 defensive contributions, right? 7 passes, 7 touches in the opposition box, 1 of 2 successful dribbles, 50%, 1 pass into the final third, accurate long balls, 1 of 100%. Dispossessed once, offside once, right? Of his 10 defensive contributions, 1 tackle, he had 1 tackle, 1 clearance, 1 interception, 7 recoveries. Absolutely amazing. Ground duels 1. 3 of 5, 50%, 60%, and then air duels 1. Well, he attempted 1 air duel, and for a diminutive dude, I don't expect him to win all of that. But yeah, air duels 1, 0%, 0 of 1, 0%. Was fouled once, and that was it. So Ahmad is really, really coming up with the goods. He might not be coming up with the goals, but he's doing an absolutely amazing job. So Ahmad 8.0. Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Magnifico Fantastico Fernandes, gets a 9.0 from me. Like, this guy has been doing it for the longest time, man. 31 years of age, doing it for the longest time. His heat map shows he was everywhere, right? He was doing things, especially in the attacking third, creating chances, had 71 touches as well, similar to Kobe Manu. Basically played the full 90 minutes, had 2 assists as well, with his 87% pass accuracy, 45 of 52, right? Then when he came to his defensive contributions, I think he got like 2 defensive contributions. But then you look at his chances created, 6, right? Big chances created, 2, right? Shots off target, 1. Block shots, 2. Shot accuracy, 0 of 1. But in defensive contributions, he had 9 defensive contributions. I was pretty impressed with Bruno Fernandes, right? Now, basically, he had 1 successful dribble, which is 100%, 1 of 1. Passes into the third, 8. So everything creative for Man United came from Bruno. Then accurate crosses, 2 of 6, 33%. Accurate long balls, 2 of 3, 67%. 6 corners, was dispossessed 4 times, right? But then he's an attacker. What do you expect? Of his defensive contributions, 1 tackle, 1 clearance, 1 interception, 6 recoveries. Was not dribble past, not even once at all. Right? Ground duels 1, 2 of 7, 29%. Wasn't involved in any aerial duel. And basically, he gets a 9.0. Absolutely amazing performance. Another 8.0 from me for the next player is Matheus Cunha. Was involved in anything when it comes to attacking. If you look at his heat map, when it comes to anything attacking from the left side, Cunha was there. Was involved in all of the positives for the game, basically. Played the full 90 minutes, scored a goal, right, to cap up his performance. Like I said in the match review, I think Bruno deserves a goal, but Cunha also deserves a goal, right? 27 of 37, accurate passes 73%, chances created 1, shots on target 1, shots off target 1, shot accuracy 50%, 1 of 2. Basically, defensive contributions, he had 5, which was really good as well. 52 touches in the game. Touches in the position box, he had 2. He had 0 of 1 successful dribble. I don't know how they grade the success rate because I saw him dribble a lot of players on the day. 6 passes into the final third, which was really good. 1 of 4 accurate long balls, which 25%. Was dispossessed once, but in those 5 defensive contributions, he had 1 tackle and 4 recoveries. Then when it comes to ground duels, 1 of 3, 33%. And aerial duel, the 6th player to have 100% aerial duel, 1 of 1. Matheus Cunha. Next person is Brian Boomer. I'm going to give him a 7.0 today. This was not really that much of a good performance when it comes to when you look at his heat map and his stats. But when you look at the eye test, Boomer was giving us something different on the field. He played he played 75 minutes. He had 25 touches. Obviously, he's a striker. You expect that, right? 12 of 15 accurate passes, which was 80%, and that's why he was feeling really annoyed that he was being subbed off. Chances created, 1 of 1. Shots on target, 1. Shots off target, 1, which was 1 of 250%. So credit to what's his name, Brand Bumo, for performance on the day. When it came to fantasy defensive contributions, he had 3. I don't expect him to have more. And then touches, like I said, 25. Touches into the position box, he had 2. Passing final third, he had 1. And then dispossessed twice as well. Defensive contributions, like I said, of those defensive contributions, he had 2 tackles and 1 interception. That of the 3 defensive contributions. When it comes to ground duels, 2 of 4, 50%. And then he was involved in 1 aerial duel, I think, in that first half, and he didn't succeed. But I don't expect that. Then the next player we're going to look at is another good performance from Benjamin Sesko, who basically had 5 touches in 15 minutes that he played. He came on for Brian Bumo and he scored a goal. That's what takes him to 7.0. 2 of 3 accurate passes, which was 67%. And basically shot on target 1, shot off target 1, shot accuracy 1 of 2, 50%. He had 2 chances to score, he missed 1. And the truth is, if he scores at least every chance he gets and misses 1 and we're winning, then that's fine, right? That's fine. Now, defensive contributions was 1. I remember when he was chasing back and tracking back to the block. Then when it comes to big chances, he missed 1 big chance. He had 5 touches in the position box, he had 2. Passes in the final third, he had 1. And defensive contributions, like I said, 1. And that was the recoveries that he had. I told you that run back. Aerial duels, 1. I think he won 1 aerial duel of his 2 aerial duels. And that was it. Next person on our list is Manuel Ugarte. I don't think there's anything to report because he basically had 10 touches and he only played how many minutes? Manuel Ugarte played like 1 minute, right? Or 2 minutes, basically, right? Basically. And he did really well. I'm not going to lie. Like, I could see there are certain things he was doing that were good that we would say, okay, this guy is the midfielder that we this is the midfielder that we basically that we expect to be a squad player, right? But then if he gets rhythm, I believe Manuel Gate is gonna come up with the goods. But it is what it is. He's just only 24, will be 25 next year. He hasn't really climbed up or pulled up trees, but I still rate him, right? Yeah, but it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. If I'm going to give a rating for the team, I'm going to say overall maybe 8.0 because of the performance of the entire team. And for Michael Carrick, I'm going to give him an 8.0 because of win, right? And this is 5 of 5 wins in the Premier League, especially at home since Michael Carrick came into the club. Now Manchester United are solidly in third with 54 points from 30 games, right? So we're gonna kind of like 6 points off, 6 points shy of 60 points from 30 games, which would mean 2 points per game. What is what it is. This is close, 1.8 points per game. And yeah, our next game is against Bournemouth. That's our next game. My next game is against Bournemouth. And that would be on the 20th of March. So it's probably going to be in the next 4 days. That's against Bournemouth. So it is what it is. We're gonna observe that. We're gonna keep our eye on that, and hopefully we can be able to engineer a win, right? So we face Bournemouth on the 20th, and that would be one of those games where you expect Man United to actually come up with the goods. It's going to happen on Friday. It's going to happen on Friday. So we'll be here. Yeah, we'll be here to observe it. Anyway, so let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. We face Bournemouth on Friday, and it's going to be an interesting game, and we'll observe that and all of that. So if we get a win against Bournemouth, it will set us good, closer to Manchester City as well. We'll have 57 points, kind of like 5 points off, no, 4 points off of Man City. But yeah, and the goal difference continues to improve as well. As at the time Carrick took over, I think we had +5 goal difference. Now we have +13. We have 15 wins with 9 draws and 6 losses in total. And then obviously 54 goals scored, 41 goals conceded. We're third in the league when it comes to goals scored. The next after us is Chelsea with 53 goals scored. So, but it was good that we're 3 points ahead of these guys. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Long may it continue. We'll talk about a few other things during the week before we head to the match preview on Thursday. But the next video you're going to be seeing will be the 5 things we learned from the game. Right? 5 things we learned, or the 5 takeaways from the game, 3 bonus insights, and 3 positive spins. But let me know your thoughts and feelings about, how you saw the game and who could have rated higher, in the lineup. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye and God bless.